Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lilybug's Library. My name's Linda, or welcome back. And today we're just doing a weekly update to let you know what I've been reading. If you're Canadian and you just finished celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. So we're just going to catch up on some of the things that I've been reading and listening to. So the first one was Magic Hidden, Magic Found. And this one was a story about Juliet. She's just kind of an emerging witch, and she has an interesting magical power to find lost items. And so at first she just would know where something was. So if one of her friends lost something, she would go, "Oh, have you checked here?" And sure enough, the item would be there. But then as it starts to get a little stronger, she starts having these items called to her, and they won't shut up, basically, until she finds the owner. Excuse me. So that's what she starts doing. She, finds like a magical book or a magical item, and she's compelled to find who owns it. So she gets into a few adventures with that, and some things happen where she's, not sure that some of the people she's working with are on the right side of the law. She doesn't really know what's going on. Someone asks her to bid on this book at an auction, and they've given her a very high price that she's allowed to bid, and she's not sure. It's a grimoire, and she's not sure whether the book has gray magic in it or black magic or what exactly it is. So she's a little, confused about what she should do with that. So it was a good book. I could tell by the ending that it was the first in a series, and it did seem like it ended a little bit abruptly because of that, I think. I mean, I shouldn't say necessarily abruptly, but it felt that way to me. I mean, really, they had solved, the mystery that was going on and had kind of more or less wrapped things up. But yeah, definitely the first in a series. The other ones, I'm not sure when will come out, but probably, within the next year. Down you go, Dudley, if you're going to try to walk on the table. So the next one's not going to make me a very popular person, but, don't send me hate mail. So I actually DNF'd this one, and it broke my heart to do so, but I just had to. So Wonderful Husband and I had read the first in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and we really loved it. We loved the story between Feyre and Tamlin. We loved, the direction everything was going. We thought it was really exciting. We liked the writing style. We were thrilled with it. And then came book 2. And I know a lot of people love book 2, and I know that, people are big fans of the whole series, and I get it, but we couldn't go past that because we got partway through book 2, and we didn't like what they were doing with Tamlin's character. We thought that what they also took not only Tamlin's character, but they started to create a love triangle between Rhysand and Tamlin and Feyre. And I don't like love triangles myself. And they also started turning Rhysand into a sweet character where he really was not before. He was dark, he was complicated, but he was not sweet. And not... he was just very complicated. I don't know how else to put it. But the fact that Sarah J. Maas started, changing things and changing the way the characters interacted with each other, and it's like, okay, a little of that I can get, and I can get that they probably both had PTSD from everything that happened under the mountain, but I just wasn't along for the ride anymore. So we did DNF that one. It was, I guess some people call it a soft DNF. Maybe at some point I'd go back to it, but wasn't liking the direction it was going. So there was that one. And then I did read Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Leese. And that one was almost got DNF'd, I'll be honest, because I was it's a enemies to lovers, and I'm not a fan of that trope, but it was her. So I thought, okay, she hasn't let me down. I really like her books. I'm going to just power through and hope it gets better. And it did. Once we get a little further into it, it was something where things started to change between them. They started to understand each other better. And basically, it's between Kate and Christopher. And they had kind of grown up together, but they really they clashed because they didn't want to admit their feelings for each other. But then Kate gets drunk one night and she kind of spills the beans that like she thinks he hates her. And so then he feels bad and he tries to kind of make it up to her. And eventually they do start to let the other one in. So it does have a great story, a great ending. So I did really enjoy the last half of that one. The first half, I enjoyed the writing and the development of the characters and things. I just don't enjoy the bickering. I know enough, people in real life that bicker like that. It's like, I don't need to have that in my books. So I did give it a 4 out of 5, and I am glad that I continued reading it. So even though it wasn't what I was expecting. So the next one I just finished listening to, it was called Fangs and Frenemies, and it's the first in the Blue Moon Bay Witches series. And this one was about Hazel Greenwood, and she has a great deal of magic, but she's just starting to kind of rein it in and figure it out. And she comes from a family where her mom and her sisters are nothing like her. They're all very into fashion, and they're into beige mom kind of stuff. And so she didn't fit in. But they sent her to her grandmother to learn from her grandmother. And her grandmother's much different. So they run this coffee shop together. And the grandmother is kind of waiting to pass it over to her, but she doesn't think that she's ready yet. And then she meets this guy, Bryson, and she's very caught up in him. And, it feels really comforted by him, and really, he's like the perfect boyfriend. He does everything that she thinks that she wants. So it was a good story. It had a lot of magic in it. It had a good found family. It had lots of different magical creatures. So there's like shifters and werewolves and witches and, you name it, it's in there pretty much. Except a werewolf. I don't think I have a werewolf. But I thought it was really good. And to be honest, better than what I was expecting. I don't know why, but maybe the name was like, how good can it be? But it was excellent. And I would give that one 5 out of 5. So the last one was called Catch and Keep, and it was an arc from NetGalley, so thank you to them, the author and the publisher. And the author of this one is Erin Hahn, and she wrote about Maren Lachlan. I'm trying to make sure I say it right. Maren Lachlan, and the fact that she had returned to northern Wisconsin after everything kind of fell apart. So she had grown up there, and during the summers, she would go out on boats with people, and she would fish, and she was very good at it. And her brother and his friends, who were about 5 years older, she would try to tag after them, and they wanted nothing to do with that, of course. And so she's had a really good childhood in some ways because she was outdoors and she was doing what she wanted, but she really felt kind of slighted by them. And still feels that like her brother doesn't support her, and he's just not the nicest to her at times. So when she comes back to Wisconsin, it's because someone proposed and she didn't want to accept the proposal, and she ran. So she's up there now. She's fishing, and she's trying to fix up this old fishing bait shop that she inherited from one of the people she used to fish with. And it was excellent. It was she meets one of her brother's friends up there after not seeing him for ages. He has a son and a daughter, and the son is, I'm trying to think their ages. I'm not sure they ever tell us. I would say the son's probably around 9, maybe, and the daughter probably around 5, maybe younger, because I don't think she goes to school, so maybe 4. But the daughter is on the autistic spectrum, and the ex-wife of this guy has basically wants nothing to do with any of them. So anyway, he's struggling to deal with the kids, and then she comes into his life, and things start to change for both of them. So I never thought I would love a book that had anything to do with fishing. I mean, not that this one delves deeply into it, but enough. And but this one surprised me. It was excellent. Really enjoyed the characters and how they grew and changed, and the relationship between Mirren and Joe's kids and Joe. And it was really good and very captivating. Like, I read it, I don't know, pretty quickly, and, had a hard time putting it down. So really enjoyed that one. And that one, again, is a 5 out of 5. So pretty good reading week, not too bad. I've got one arc left that I need to finish before it goes live. So this one the Catch and Keep, it comes out today, I believe. The next one I think comes out around the 24th or something. But anyway, I'm trying to get through it. And then that's it for any arcs I've got set up. So I'll be happy, that I've done that well, going through them. And next time I'll try not to maybe put so many on the list. But anyway, doing pretty good with the TBR for October. Getting lots of great books read, and so I'm happy for that. And I'm thrilled that everything seems to be coming together for some of the people that I watch on YouTube. So I like that too. Sarah, the Bookish Knitter, has received a new heart, and so she's recovering from the operation for that. And anyway, I'm happy that that's happened. So otherwise, I have a busy week full of appointments, but had a lovely weekend, and so just going to try to kind of clean up a little bit around here today, and it looks like it's possibly going to rain again, so I expect it'll be a indoor on the treadmill kind of day. All right, hope you have a great day, friends, and enjoy your week. All right, bye-bye.